So the first thing is, let's talk about how demanding children are. Like, let's start there, because that's where it can start to ruin the intimacy because of how much attention you have to give to your children. So I know that me personally, when I wake up in the morning, that's why I get up at 4. I get up at 4 a.m. because that gives me time to have time to myself. I get to train, work out. I get to stretch, meditate, whatever I want to do, get some work done, have a cup of tea, like whatever I want to do before the girls wake up. It's my time.
Which is also important. I guess we should talk about that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when the girls wake up, it's go time. Like, they want well, first of all, Kobe wants a diaper. She needs a diaper. The bomb that happens
every morning.
Every morning. You have to, and sometimes they're so bad that you have to, give her a bath immediately. You know what I mean? So that, then breakfast, making sure school work is done, all of that stuff happens right away.
Not to mention there are 500 questions.
You said what?
There are 500 questions every morning about everything.
Oh, the arguing amongst each other.
Yes.
They're being sisters, they're being siblings. So your kids, they take a lot of attention from your partner, really, because if somebody falls, hurts themselves, if somebody can't, open something, if you gotta, it's always something.
You can't have a conversation.
You can never have a conversation.
They have, I don't know what the radar is that they have, but if you even think about intimacy, they waking up, they crying, they get hurt, they hungry. Yeah. Something's happening if you even think about it. So you have to be careful with your thoughts, because they know what's going on.
I always tell you, I'll be like, shh, don't say that.
And then I just got to a point where I'll be like, I don't care. I will lock the door on them kids.
No, but it's not, look, it is not.
Sometimes you need to lock the door on them.
No, you can lock the door, but I'm saying it's not, it definitely breaks the mood if you got crying children at the door. Like, that's just, to me, it breaks the mood. You know what I'm saying? Some men would
be like, we can fight through it.
Nah, I don't like it. I think it's weird.
Either, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Definitely have to speed up the process. What's your take on how demanding children can be?
I also think it depends on the roles in the house.
Yes.
That everybody has different roles. So I know in society we always trying to figure out what men and women are supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. It's whatever works for you. Okay. Right? So whatever your role is, if both of y'all work, one of y'all work, whatever the case may be, kids don't care. No. Right? So whatever it is that you do in your house, the kids are going to demand whatever they're going to demand from you. Mm-hmm. Right? So you have to figure out how to meet their needs and your partners.
Okay.
Every day.
Example.
Not 2 days a week, not 3 days a week, every day. Meaning you got to figure out a way to get your kids settled so y'all can have y'all time.
Right.
Whatever that is, whether it's having lunch a couple times a week, having a late dinner, or just having a late conversation. You have to figure out a way to make your schedule work around the demands of your kids, because they just don't care.
Right. And I would say this too, because they're so demanding, sometimes you do have to sit them down and be like, listen, okay, you have all your needs met. Okay. It's mommy and daddy time.
Yes.
Even if you just want to have a conversation, like, y'all sit down, y'all chill out, read a book, watch a movie, play in your rooms or something. You already ate, we've taken you to the pool, we've played, we've given you all the attention in the world. Now it's mommy and daddy time. Mm-hmm. Don't let your kids take over your relationship, because they can. They don't want any type of intimacy happening. Like you said, they don't want conversation happening without them being involved. And that can really put a strain on the relationship, like day in and day out. You know what I'm saying?
And kids know. They know a lot more than you give them credit for. Yeah. And they also have instincts, because regardless of what people say, human beings are human beings. We're mammals. We have instincts. Mm-hmm. A child's instinct is to not have competition So that's where I feel like they kill your intimacy. Even they don't know what they're doing, they know what they're doing. You being intimate means I could potentially have competition.
Competition
Somehow they know this. So you'd be like, why does a baby sleep all through the night until you think about having sex? Because something goes on in their little brain that competition could possibly be coming.
See, I think that the partner's the competition to them.
That could be part of it.
Because the kids hate when you be all up on me.
But when you have multiple, they tag team.
Right.
Like they know what's going on. They know what's about to happen. As they get older, they kind of break away from it a little bit more. But right now, Mari and Kobe, they know. Peja, she be doing her own thing.
Yeah.
She can sit in her room for hours at this point.
Yeah.
But Amari and Kobe, they have the worst or best timing depending on the way you look at it.
Right. Yeah. So, kids can definitely like cut in on the time. Don't let them do that.
Yes.
I'll say stay disciplined when it comes to letting them know like, yo, absolutely not. No.
And y'all got to find y'all time.
Yeah.
Whether it's nighttime, morning time, middle of the day. Again, depending on what you do. If both of y'all work, that's why I said y'all still got to, and that's another point we're going to make is about continuing the date. But the kids are going to do what they do. And they don't care about anything that you have going on.
They don't.
So in the middle of their demands, you still have to find yourself and your partner consistently.
Which is next point is modeling a healthy relationship for your kids. They also need to see us, interacting in a loving way. And we'll tell them too. We be like, that's how y'all got here. Like that's how mommy and daddy stay together, by being happy and showing each other affection. And again, them seeing that is healthy for them in so many ways, not just like
what they should see,
right?
Or what they should be also having in their relationships as they get older.
Exactly, because too many times they see their parents. It's funny because kids don't want their parents to be intimate, but then when they aren't intimate, kids are sad about that too because they've grown apart. The relationship has grown apart. So now they're like, wait. Like they don't understand, but they understand, like you said.
Yep. On top of that, the demands from kids, it never really ends, even when they become adults.
Right.
So you have to continuously work on your relationship so that you're legally responsible for your child for 18 years.
Yeah.
Right. During that time, you can't just lose 18 years with your partner.
Right.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because again, kids have an expiration date as far as when they leave your house.
Right.
Your partner should not, technically. So you still, once that happens, and also when they become teenagers, they're usually out the house a little bit more. So you still got to kind of figure out how to grow together and take care of your kids, because you don't want 18 years to go by and y'all don't even know each other no more.
Right. But I think that's why you need to embrace the change that comes with having children so that it can flow better and so that there's nothing really missing from any of the relationships. So with you and your kids, with you and your partner, like
balance.
Yes,
Balance.
definitely.
You can't give everything to anybody, not when you got other people involved in your life.
I say this all the time. A lot of times I feel like I'm pulled in a million different directions every day.
Well, we have it for us. It's a little different because not only do we have kids and each other, we have
businesses,
businesses. There's
friends,
other demands of us outside of
our children.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too. Like everything that demands, that's demanding of you, learn how to shut it out and give that time to your partner. You do need that time because there'll be times like that I'll turn my phone off or I'll put it down or I won't even bring it, because I'm like, I want my attention on my husband. That's it. Like, I don't want to talk real quick. Oh, real quick. I got to tell you, no, I don't want to do none of that. Or I just need to talk to you for like 10 minutes. No. Have that discipline.
And make time, because people make time for what they want to make time for. Because people will be like, oh, I'm tired. But then Friday night you going out with your people.
Right. And acknowledge your partner's efforts towards everything that they do. But like when they do stuff like that, like acknowledging your partner's efforts are also a way to keep your intimacy together. You know what I mean? Because like the other day when we were supposed to, we were supposed to have a meeting the next day, but we ended up talking to our tech team a little bit earlier. So we talked to them the day before, but just for a second. And I was like, yo, we about to have lunch. I'll call y'all later. Because they were like, real quick. I was like, nope. We're about to have lunch and I'll call you guys after. You know what I mean? And when I hung up the phone, I was like, did you notice that? Did you notice that I'm making sure that there was effort put into just me and you time? And you did. You were like, yeah. I said, no. I said, what did I say? I said, do you know it just happened? And you said, yeah, you moved the call or something you said, but you noticed it, which I thought was really cool. But
I also noticed pretty much everything.
Yeah, but some people don't. I'm just saying, like, some people don't acknowledge. They don't notice, therefore they can't acknowledge. But, you know, and even if they notice, they don't acknowledge. So I'm just saying, like, those little things also really help to keep your intimacy as well. When you have kids, you can be really irritated about things, and you can lose sight of the small things that your partner does for you to keep you happy. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like as men, we be feeling neglected because women are more nurturing than men. So they nurture the kids. We kind of get kicked to the curb. Yeah. So that's when men be hanging with their fellas, be playing video games, be doing all this stuff. And then you get into routines. Then them routines become hard to break. When you try to break those routines, they become arguments.
Yes. I would say this. I mean, that's a great point that you brought up, but I would say a lot of problems that women have with being the most nurturing out of the two is that they feel unappreciated.
But so
men can feel, I was going to say men can feel neglected, women can feel unappreciated. And I would say like tag team. So instead of typically the woman is doing a lot of the nighttime routines, not in our situation, but typically the woman is doing a lot of the nighttime routine, getting the babies ready for bed, cooking and doing this and doing that. We tag team. Like we'll do one or the other. Like I'll be like, I'm cooking, you get the girls ready, or you're cooking, I'll get the girls ready for bed. Or sometimes we do take on all of it because our partner needs some sleep or you just might be having whatever. But it's still, I still think that's a form of tag teaming too. Yes. You know, like you'll have your nights, like Thursday nights you go play ball, and I make sure to keep that in my head, like, okay, Thursday nights I got the girls, so I try to plan out like what are we gonna eat, so I can make sure they got their food, get their baths, and go to bed. But so you know what I'm saying, so that I'm still ready when you come home. What?
I expect the kids to be in bed,
right?
So I can come home, take a shower, and hopefully get a couple hours with my wife.
Right.
You know, so it's all balancing. That's why I try to make sure that I'm the strict one with the kids' bedtime.
Yeah.
Like Kobe, 8:00, she got to go down.
Kobe, regardless, she going to sleep.
Yes, I got to get her down.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Paige is easy.
Yeah, super easy.
Mari between 9 and 9:30, and then however long we stay up after that, we got a little time.
Listen, that girl takes forever to go to bed. Oh my God.
I told you she knows what she's doing.
Yeah. If they hear any type of plans that are supposed to take place after they go to sleep, you can forget about it.
And see, that's why when people be like, oh, when you get married, the sex is gone. That's because you allow it to happen, especially when kids get involved. Just being married ain't enough because you still be, doing your thing. Y'all both, it's just y'all, no kids, nobody else.
Right.
But once you have kids, it does change. You got to adjust your schedules.
Yep.
You got to still be able to have fun.
Yep.
You still got to be able to do something. It don't have to be like with this whole social media craze, everybody trying to go somewhere exotic. Everybody can't do that.
Right.
Some people don't have somebody that can watch their kids for a week at a time. Figure it out a different way then.
Yeah.
Find somebody who could just watch your kids while you go on a date.
Because
continue to date.
Because like you said, when they're grown, when they're out of the house,
it's
just y'all.
Yep.
And you don't want to wake up 18 years later next to a stranger. You don't want to wake up and be like, dang, I don't even know you. Like,
you don't want to be upset and angry for 18 years.
And I would say also don't let, this is easier said than done, okay? Don't let the demands of your children consume you. And like all the activities, because you get really busy as a parent, right? We take our kids to taekwondo, gymnastics, swim, all these different things, the park. Like we try to take them all kinds of places, do things with them. So then when they're gone, as they grow up, that's why people get really, really sad, because they feel like there's no purpose. Mm-hmm. They don't have purpose,
like your partner ain't over there like, what's up?
Right. Because they've given so much of their time and energy to their child, their children, their child, whatever, that they forgot how to be a person, mm-hmm. how to care for themselves, how to care for their partner.
That's actually a big one right there, because a lot of people do that. They stop.
Absolutely.
Everything. Like when you first got together, they, y'all was dressing, y'all was going to the barbershop, going to the salon, getting everything done. You was dressed sharp. Mm-hmm. And then 10 years into the relationship, all you do is wear old sweatpants and was it Crocs?
Oh, I don't know.
Like no effort given no more.
Yeah.
Dude be looking raggedy. Woman be looking like she ain't never seen the inside of a salon. No pampering, no nothing.
You definitely gotta keep the connection. Keep that physical connection. Keep that emotional connection, that spiritual connection, that mental connection. All of that stuff is so important when you're parents, when you married, when you're in a relationship, period. Like I try my best to look good for you a lot. I know what you
do a great job.
Thank you, honey. I know what you like when we go to bed. You know what I mean? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I make an effort, because before I would be like, oh, I'm gonna get the little cute little. I mean, you still like that, but it's cool. you don't really care about
Nothing
that.
Nothing better than a birthday suit,
right? So I keep that in mind constantly, and I feel like you should do the same things that you did before that impress your partner, and that's discipline. Mm-hmm. To be honest, it is, because it's easy to be like, I'm tired. I don't care about what you like right now. The baby's been doing this. They've been getting on my nerves for the past, 3 weeks straight. I'm tired. So it's easy to.
How old Paige is? About 8 years. They've been getting on my nerves now.
You tired. You ain't get no sleep. You know what I mean? So you're irritable.
Yep. The 500 questions.
Yeah. So then you're like, by the time the kids are gone to bed, you're pooped. You're tired. You're done. You're mentally exhausted. You're probably stressed out from work, life. Like
you probably need about a half scoop of that energy rush though, from Just Move supplements. Make sure you get that half scoop in. Don't take a whole one, because it's close to bedtime.
Speaking of, somebody just bought some.
Get you a half scoop in so you have that energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, before intimacy time.
Shameless self-promotion, always.
But yeah, you can easily like lose the fire.
Yes.
Like easily. And it's funny, because a lot of people ask me, like, if you wake up at 4:00, what time do you go to bed? Right? Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes I go to bed at 9:00, but you better believe I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night to perform my wifely duties.
I do not go to bed that early.
Right.
But as a man, you got to come in the room swinging sometimes. You know what I mean? Just be out there, just swinging. You just got out the shower, just walk in the room.
Let them know what it is.
Yeah, you just got to handle your business.
And go back to sleep.
Yes.
So that's that's discipline to me. To me, it's discipline. Or I don't even know if it's discipline. Yeah, in a way, because it's like same as like the gym, right? You know that if it's better when you go to the gym, you know that it's good for your body, it's good for your energy, it's good for your mood. You got to get up and go work out, or you can lay there and stay asleep, because it is the easier thing to do.
Yeah.
Like I could easily be like, no, I'm tired. I had a long day, but I get up and I do what needs to be done.
Because I kind of don't care.
Well,
I do,
but I mean the
I
whole.
don't.
You don't care,
but I do though.
but you don't.
Right. At the same time,
You definitely
it's
don't.
both, literally.
Because I was. Let me tell y'all something. This person does here. This guy.
Who?
You. I can be, when I tell you done, like snoring, mouth open, drool. He's gonna wake me up and tell me that after I'll sleep even better. And I'm like, I was sleeping really good already.
But it's also true though. I come. This ain't no movie. You know what I mean? So I come, mouthwash in hand with a cup.
This
you know
ain't
what I
no
mean?
movie.
It ain't no movie. You can't just be knocked out with your mouth open and then just get to it. That don't work.
Right.
That's not sexy.
Okay. Yeah.
But once you handle that part, that's why I said sometimes you just come out the shower swinging. Like, so for me, I usually stay up a little later. You know, get that shower in, and if she sleep, I might be like, all right, I'll give her about an hour or two. You know, but she gonna have to get up.
And I get up, and I don't complain. You know, I enjoy, so I'm fine. But like a lot of people will be like, I can't.
I don't want to hear that. I'm tired too. Okay, this is more for you than it is for me.
But you got to keep that connection.
Yes,
because I don't care. Boy, bye.
It is.
I just noticed what you said.
That's more for you because you're
I be
dealing
sleep
with a
already.
lot of stress.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's more for you than it is for me.
Okay.
I just get something else. I get something out of it as well.
You're just doing your
Yes.
Okay, your duty.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And see, when going to the beginning of a relationship, when you're courting your significant other, and y'all make sure y'all have a discussion about kids, about how your relationship gonna go, but also if you're a high sex drive male, don't get with a low sex drive female,
or vice versa.
Yes, because that's gonna kill everything. Once kids get involved, that's the first thing to go.
That's the first thing to go because it takes effort to.
Well, it's the first thing to go literally, because after you have a baby, it's a minimum of 6 weeks. Now some people do it beforehand, but if you're doing it the right way, it's a minimum of 6 weeks. So literally, after you have a kid, that's the first thing to go.
Yeah.
Right. So then now, after that 6 weeks is up, as a man, you ain't got nothing in 6 weeks.
Right.
Depending on your wife's woman's situation, it could be 8, could be 10, depending on the healing process. Right. So now it's months. You ain't got none.
Right.
And you looking at her, she looking at you, but she looking at you like, I just
what?
had a baby.
Right.
Like, and you looking at her like, I don't give a damn.
Her nipples probably hurt.
And again, as men, we don't care.
If they do it.
You gonna have to, something got to go down, right? Because we got, we got this testosterone that's building up. We too much testosterone, you start getting angry. There's emotions involved of not having sex. It's a release also. So here's a man, you just became a father, but you still got to go to work every day. People at work pissing you off, you have no outlet.
Not no outlet.
You ain't got no outlet. That's an outlet.
Yeah.
It's a good release. And releases endorphins and a whole bunch of other good hormones.
Yeah.
Right?
And again, it keeps your connection.
Correct.
Close.
But that's why I say it's the first thing to go. So now, as a woman starts to heal, y'all got to find that place back to each other.
Yeah.
While you're breastfeeding, while this baby crying every night. You got to find your way.
But that's when the connection, as far as like emotional connection, is important.
Yes.
Because then it can easily transition back to that sexual energy. You know what I mean? Because if you stay close emotionally, I know for women anyway, if we stay close emotionally, we feel a lot more sexually attracted to our partners. And that also means, like, again, helping with whatever your partner is dealing with the kids, right? So like you said, the women are a lot more nurturing, mostly, not all situations, but in most situations. Or the kids just cling to the mom a lot more, right?
Yes.
But if they feel like their partner is helping them, that's also a connection. That's also like emotionally and, mentally sexy for us. Like we could be having a hard time. If you be like, I'm going to take the baby, I'm going to take the kids, you go get you some time. That turns us on. That's attractive to us
See,
versus men, just a lot. Because a lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of reasons why people lose that intimacy, or at least on the woman's side, is because the man doesn't help, and that breaks the emotional connection. That breaks the sexual connection for a woman. You'd be like, dang, I'm struggling. I'm drowning in breast milk, or I can't breastfeed and I'm sad about it. I'm dealing with postpartum depression. You don't know how to help me. I'm dealing with the baby because you too tired to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, not in our case, you were amazing, but like in a lot of cases, unfortunately, yeah.
Because while you're dealing with all that, men are more physical. So now you don't feel like getting dressed up. You don't feel like getting your hair done.
Right.
You don't feel like doing all them things that you was doing to get that man in the first place because you're going through all these things. So while you're going through all these things, losing the emotional connection, he's losing that and the physical, because now nobody care about nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter is, men are more physical, and we like to see effort. Same way women like to see effort, but it's a difference. We want to see our women attempting to be sexy for us.
Right. And and women will do that if we feel like we're not overwhelmed in all these different things.
But that's
like
why it has to be a two-way street.
As a new parent.
A man has to keep a woman attracted, while a woman has to keep a man attracted. So there's things that have to be done. Because, and again, we can sit here and talk about equality all we want, but the fact of the matter is, men and women are different. We see our partners differently. Yeah. We're attracted different ways.
Yeah.
And you need to keep doing those things regardless of the situation if you want the relationship to work.
Yeah,
that's just point blank, period. And granted, there's going to be days when it's hard.
Yeah.
But you got to keep going. Yeah. Unless you don't want the relationship to work, that's a whole different story. Yeah. But I know most people don't get married to get a divorce.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to put in that effort.
Yeah.
There's some people get in there pessimistically, but then I say, what's the point of getting married?
That part.
If you see yourself that as a possibility, don't get married to that person. Yeah. Because you shouldn't see that. You should see somebody you want to build a relationship with, spend the rest of your life with after kids. So when you have multiple kids, that time frame gets extended, right? From 18 years to 20 or 25 years, depending on when you have kids. So now you, instead of 18 years, you got 25 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That matters more than 25% of most people's lives is dedicated to children.
Yes.
So you have to figure out how to keep everything together.
Yeah.
And that's why I said men were physical. We want the cheeks. Women don't always want their cheeks touched.
Right.
So you got to find a balance between that, and usually the way to stimulate a woman is to make sure you got at her emotionally. Right? So that way you can get the cheeks. Which
Correct.
is what most men want in the first place.
Right.
And you want your woman to be sexy. You want her to wear that lingerie, but now you got to do your part. Come home with some roses.
Right.
Take her out to lunch.
Yep.
The same stuff you did when you was trying to get in them drawers. Act like that all the time.
Make each other a priority.
Yes.
Make each other a priority. Like you said, roses, back rubs, foot rubs, whatever.
And if you don't feel like doing it, pay somebody to do it then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're not the foot person, hire somebody and y'all sit in there and y'all chat while she get a little feet rubbed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's different ways of doing things. But when you're courting a woman, you figured it out. Right. Once you got married and had kids, you no longer care to figure it out. Keep figuring it out.
Keep figuring it out every day.
Because for me, I ain't getting no divorce.
Right.
So this was a one-time thing for me. I'm going to make sure my wife is always taken care of. And there's a lot of dudes out here that take care of their friends better than they woman. They quick to go run off with their friends all the time, but we keep saying the same thing. If something was to happen to you today, how many of your homeboys going to take care of you?
We need to do that as a podcast.
We do.
By itself. Like,
we do.
Yeah.
And half the time, some of y'all kids won't even take care of y'all while y'all giving them all this effort and time.
And that's another thing. That's a good point, because some kids are selfish.
Yep.
But you know what? I feel like a lot of times when they see the parents like loving on each other, that definitely like lingers with them, and it shows not just love between the parents, but just care in general, nourishing each other in general. And so I think that carries into their adult lives. And maybe that helps for the kid to come back
Yes.
and take care of you when you guys are old and crusty. And the tables do turn, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
at some point, right? You taking care of them, then y'all have that break where they go live their lives and you live your life, and then you get super old and crusty, they come back around and
Correct.
hopefully take care of you. You know, that ain't gonna always be the case, but hopefully.
And I'll say this for especially new parents. Money, kids. First off, kids don't need a lot.
Mm.
Kids don't have to be expensive. So don't strain your budget, which could also put a strain on your relationship, for your kids who don't care. Don't be buying them J's when they
just
about to
gonna
go
dirty
jump in
things up.
every puddle.
Right.
That if you can't afford to lose that money, don't spend it, because kids about to, you go buy your kids Versace clothes, yo, they getting ketchup, barbecue sauce, they spilling like they gonna try to spill stuff on their clothes. So
Just
while
a
you
magnet.
wasting that money, and putting a strain on your financial relationship when you don't have to, go to Target, go to Walmart.
Target could be a strain now.
Yes.
I be going to Target. I'm supposed to get some pencils, right? And I walk out with $300 worth of stuff.
But if you take your kid to the Versace store, you're spending $300 on one outfit versus a potential wardrobe at Target. And they
Right.
still gonna be cute.
Yeah.
They
Absolutely.
still gonna be cute.
Yeah.
Like, and don't nobody care if your kid got Versace on, I'm be honest.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna be like, ooh, your kid got Versace. Most people gonna be like, why you buying your kid Versace? They gonna wear it for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Ruin it.
You know what I mean?
Grow
For
out
the
of
people
it.
who can't afford it, hey, do what you do. I ain't gonna tell nobody how to spend their money, but it's
Right.
the people who can't.
Yeah.
Or you can, but it ain't
But you shouldn't.
easy. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should not. Think about all
But
of that.
that is true though. The financial strain of spending money on kids for things that aren't needed, aren't necessary, is definitely something that a lot of people don't even think about. That's something I think people should talk about too before having children.
Well, see, we did something 2 times. And not that it was a financial strain, but this is just an example. We did something twice with our first 2 children. We did not do it the third. We bought a crib
Duh,
each time.
man.
Because after Peja, it was 4 years, so obviously we didn't keep the crib. So we bought another one with Amari. We literally wasted like $450 on 2 cribs
Mm-hmm.
that they never slept in. So with the third one, we got smart.
Mm-hmm.
No crib.
Mm-hmm.
She sleep in a playpen. She know what her playpen at. That playpen costs a fraction of a crib. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you gotta think about that kind of stuff. And it's not that we can't afford it. Now we can afford a crib.
Right.
But
We don't want one.
what's the point of having
Yeah.
it when actually Kobe might have been the best. She sleeps in the playpen more than any
Listen,
of the
we
other
ain't
2
know
slept
till
in
we knew.
anything, but she's comfortable.
Yeah.
Kids are simple.
Yeah.
And again, when a kid don't have much as a child, we don't even know. I didn't have much as a child, but you don't even know because you're a child. You don't know rich and poor. All we know is fun or not fun.
Right.
That's it.
Hungry, not hungry.
Yes. It's very simple with a kid. Can I have fun or can I not have fun?
Mm-hmm.
Don't matter my financial situation.
Yeah.
Because kids don't care about designer. They don't care about Nike and Jordan.
Till they
don't care
become a
about none of that.
teenager.
Different story.
Right.
Once they get a little old enough or a little older, things change. But as
Yeah.
a child,
Yeah.
food, place to sleep. That's all they care
Love.
about. A lot of love.
Yeah.
So stop stretching your budget, putting a strain on your relationship for like stuff that don't matter.
Yeah.
Like, give your kids memories, take lots of pictures, lots of videos, especially now because you can. Put that up for them. That's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your relationship healthy.
Speaking of pictures, I would say too, like keeping the intimacy, making each other a priority. Take pictures, so that when it's just y'all two, again, you can go back and kind of like have something to look at that, takes you back to a time when you guys were raising your children. And, it's a lot of like cool things that you could do, simple things that you could do to keep each other a priority, but just continue to date, continue to compliment each other, because again, it's so focused on the kids
Yep.
that you don't even notice that your husband got a lineup, you know what I'm saying, on his beard or on his haircut, or he got or he hitting the gym a little harder, like notice the little things, compliment those things, and continue to do so. Like you do that
And then I
all
got
the
one
time.
for the fellas.
What's
I
up?
don't know what women do, but for the fellas, you gotta set your significant other up for failure sometimes.
What?
Meaning, like, for example, I like cologne, right? So I wear certain colognes. I wear a lot of high end colognes. I know if my wife was with another dude,
Oh my God.
he'd probably have a little bit of bread. So
No, a lot.
okay. So I get like good cologne, right? I get Creed. I get all the fire scents, right? And I wear them all the time. So this has been for years. So now if another dude wears that scent, all she gonna do is think of me.
What does this have to do with this podcast?
I'm helping them up. I'm helping them out to keep the intimacy. So she always thinking of you. So when she at work, and and they worried about the executives and stuff, and they got on some critics, they gonna be like, "Oh, that's my husband. I can't even think about what's going on right now because you smell just like my husband." And we all know scent is a very strong emotional factor. It's a lot of triggers in a smell. You can smell something at 60 that reminds you of your childhood when you was 5.
That's very true.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's also effort I put in to make sure I
Right.
always smell good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's
It's
part
so
of
many
keeping it
pieces.
intimate. Yeah, heck yeah.
There's so many little tiny pieces that make this bigger picture.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all about effort.
Yeah.
Right. So like I said, I got this one. I done set her up. She can't never be with nobody else and not think of me in about a billion ways.
Well, I've already done that to you with a certain scent that you can never ever forget.
Yes. Especially some ghetto scents.
It's
There's some ghetto scents out there that she be she be wearing that junk sometimes, like just out of the blue, and I'm like, all right, let's go.
It's about to go.
You know what you was doing when you put that on.
Well, yeah, I would just say, like, just to wrap this up, don't let them kids ruin your intimacy, because at the end of the day, when they are gone and living their lives to the fullest, doing what they want to do after they've depleted you,
They're just gonna hit you with a, oh darn, my parents are getting a divorce. I'm sad, but my life is great.
Right. So after, the kids are gone and they're doing their own thing. Once the kids are gone, they're doing their own thing. You want to keep that love, that intimacy, that passion. Remember that when you start to drift.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that when you start to get lazy. Remember that when you start to get irritable. Like, remember that you want to be with your partner and you want it to be an unbreakable bond even after the children are gone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with that being said, you got anything else to add to this other than our amazing sponsors?
No. Just tell the fellas, get to the cheeks.
Get to the cheeks.
Constantly.
What does that mean?
Give your wife exactly what she wants.
Okay.
And then you get the cheeks.
That's
that don't
true.
mean go buy a Versace bag, though, if you can't afford it. I'm just saying, give her what she wants within reason. It helps everybody.
Okay. All right. Well, that's his advice. There was sponsorship in the middle of this, but just in case you didn't hear it, or just in case you thought you was going to get away from it, make sure to check out our sponsors, which is us.
All our companies.
You can start with yours, baby. As far as what you're wearing. Yep.
You know what I mean? Get your supplement game on. You need protein, pre-workout. We got some new stuff coming up. I don't want to give too much up yet until we ready, but we got some good stuff coming. So if you need supplements, holla at us.
And then Peja and Amari and sayit-loud.com. PejaandAmari.com is our luxury brand. So check us out if you need something dope to wear to the gym, out with your people, or just lounging around. Check us out, PejaandAmari.com. And then sayit-loud.com is our statement brand that exudes Black excellence, highlights Black excellence. And then we also have the Team LaShae store.
Yes, I was about to say, what else we got?
We have the Team LaShae store, and
For all your fitness accessories.
Yep, and ifyoucanmove.com, our online gym, which is now an app.
Yes.
So download that and join us for the best workouts and the most fun challenges that you will be a part of. The most amazing, uplifting, supportive community on the planet. Yeah, I said it and I didn't stutter. So make sure to check us out at ifyoucanmove.com. We'll see you there.
All right, y'all.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Peace.